Hello and welcome to a little video tutorial powered by MMDoC King, presented by Enclays, and what I want to show you today for Duel of Champions is an overall easy way to sacrifice your cards in the Infernal Pit. To sacrifice your cards in the Infernal Pit. This option is possible more or less since the last expansion, the 5 Towers, since you can add multiple cards or cards in multiple decks. That means the card is not longer restricted to one deck. For example, a Deathseeker, you have 4 and you can put them in one deck, and you couldn't put them in other decks before. Now you can do this, so you could also have, if you only have 4 Deathseekers, you can have them in 30 different decks. It's possible now. So, and in the Infernal Pit, since this change, it makes definitely sense to sacrifice all your spare cards. Every card, every Unix that you have more than one time, you can sacrifice, and every normal card that you have more than 4 times, you can also sacrifice. But be careful, for new players, there is an achievement where you get the Arena Hero, and it needs 5k cards or 5000 cards in your collection. That means if you still don't have this achievement, you should not use the Infernal Pit maybe. But for everyone else who has this achievement already, you can sacrifice normally everything. But yeah, for everyone who has used the Infernal Pit already, it's really annoying to add so many cards. Basically, you have to check every single card and to look, oh, did I have more than 4 copies? Okay, I have 5 copies, I can put 1 into the pit. I want to show you now an easier option. We are creating a deck, and what we are doing here is pretty simple. We are starting in not for the heroes, don't do it for the heroes, definitely don't do it, otherwise you have a problem. You start with the events, and you are it's really boring, I know, it's really... Yeah, it takes a bit. It takes quite a bit if you have a big collection, but you are doing this. You are just doing this. You are adding every single event, and after it you are adding every single creature. I'm showing it now for the events. After it, I'm not showing it longer. And really important, you have to click on the first card. That means really on this one here, always. You can also watch a movie while you are doing it if you can hold your mouse stable. You are just doing it. And if there's nothing else, you are finished with the events. Then you are doing the same with the creatures, the same with the spells, the same with the fortunes, and the same with the buildings. And after it, you have every card, if it is a unique, 1 time, or if it is a normal card, 4 times in this deck. And why is it so important to click on the first one, so you get your premiums first in the deck? The premium cards are always, that means the little shiny cards, are always on the first space in front of the other card. And that means together you have 4 copies. For example, here, Week of Taxes, I have 1 premium. I have only 1 premium. And I have, I don't know how much, we look again, 7 normals, but only 3 of the normals are added into the deck. Plus the 1 premium, I have 4 of them. Wonderful, I don't need more. And that you are doing just like this. And really important, always click on this first card here. So you are make sure that you are not discarding, or that you are later on not sacrificing your premiums, because, I mean, if you don't care, you can do it like you want, but if you want to have your premium cards, just do it this way, always click on the first one. So, if you have done this completely, you are saving the deck, of course. I have not done this now, but if you have done it correctly, completely, it looks like this now. This deck is, of course, not a valid deck. But we have an advantage here in DOC. If you create a deck that is not valid, it's not getting deleted anyway. You can still save it. You see, this is definitely not a valid deck. It has no hero, it has spells of every spell school, it has creatures of every faction, and so on. But everything is in this deck, and if you are saving it, you are getting a little message normally. We have to change maybe something shortly to get this message. Yeah, you get this message, invalid deck, but it's still saved. So, just don't care about it. Edit again, of course. Just don't care about it. You have now every card in your collection that you have. Every card in your collection is now 1 time in the deck if it is a unique, or 4 times if it is a normal card. Okay? So everything what you need is basically in this deck now. And the Infernal Pit is doing a real wonderful job, because the Infernal Pit gives you the option to click on Add All. and adds everything what is currently not in a deck. And since we have added every of our cards that we have into one single deck, what's not a valid deck, but this doesn't matter, it's still in a deck, it's just not shown here any longer. I can show you this, for example, with whatever. You are seeing here Wolf Captains. I have 4 Wolf Captains, but even if I've added everything, it's not longer here to sacrifice, because it's in this deck now. And that's the same for every other stuff. So basically, here's 0 Predator now, but 4 normal. That means overall, we can just check it again, we have probably 8 Predators in our collection overall. If we are just taking it away shortly, we will see it. Only 5. Why only 5? Ah, because we have 2 premiums. Okay, yeah, makes sense. I guess that's how it is. We have 2 premiums and 6 normals, and that means we can sacrifice 4. It's definitely working, even if I have not understand this now because of the premium shit. But who cares? We see, for example, we have here 0 Void Shades now to sacrifice, because if we put it, we can't put it back because... Oh god, that's so stupid. You can't put a 0 card back here, because there is nothing to sacrifice, basically. Let's check it with something else, where we don't have a premium. Okay, let's see here. We can, for example, sacrifice 1 of the Griffin-mounted Spearmans, and basically we have 5. Simple, because 4 are in the decks that we have made, and 1 we can sacrifice. Simple. And now, what you really have to do, don't click on Make the Sacrifice now, that would be really weird. You have to delete all the heroes out here. That means some of the heroes, like this one, will be already in another deck of you, so you have here just a 0, but everywhere where you see a 1, a 2, whatever, or only a 1, you have to take it out. That's really important, otherwise you are sacrificing your heroes, that would be not so clever. So you are just doing it this way. You can save both or only the premium, it doesn't matter. And wonderful. After it, we are finished. And now you can check again if you really don't sacrifice a hero, make it sure. Yes, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, wonderful. And now, obviously, you can just click on Make the Sacrifice. For the first time, this is a big... It takes some time. But for the future, this is incredibly nice for you now, because when you have one time made this deck with all your cards and you are opening some packs, you can just after it go look into your deck with all the cards, check everything on the top. Just show it one time. Here it is. And if you see somewhere here a card, it's a card that what you were still needing, and you are just adding it into the deck. We have nothing here, obviously, because we had not opened anything. But if I would get a new card with a pack opening now, it would be shown here. So let's say, for example, what we need still is some of the Nemtaro Channeler. We have only 1. If we would open a pack now with 1 Nemtaro Channeler, and we would go back into this deck, it would be shown here. We just click on it, add it, and check also the other things, and if as soon as everything is clear like it is now here, we can go into the Infernal Pit and doing it. And that you can do forever then. That means, basically, you can always sacrifice as easy as possible. That's the nice thing. If you have created one time this deck. And yeah, for me it's really a nice option overall. All what you have to think about, don't do it brain dead, please. I mean, first of all, I would give you the tip, always take a minute after it and check, first of all, if every hero is really deleted after it. That's important. Swums. Exactly. And then take a short overview. If you're really, I mean, you know your own collection normally, and if you see, obviously, oh, I'm just sacrificing 4 Wolf Captains, maybe there's a bug or whatever. So just check it one time, take a short overview over it, and after it you can just click, like I'm doing it now. I just want to make sure that I'm not doing a mistake, but overall everything has worked wonderful, and we are seeing it here, a lot of 0 because it's in the deck, and yeah. And we can just click on Make the Sacrifice, and sacrificing here 1k 198 cards, and they are done, and I'm getting 240k gold. That's nice. Really important. As well, if you want to have, if your plan is for the future to have 4 premiums, and why it's loading so long? whatever. Bugged. If you want to have 4 premiums and 4 normal copies of every card, yeah, then you can't do this. Because obviously after the sacrifice, I can show this now, you only have 4 of every card, but they are not separating between normals or premiums. For example, with this method, like I have done it now, I have 4 Serpentflies in premium, but I have no normal Serpentfly any longer. And I have 2 Scholars in premium and 2 normals, and I have, okay, here, I have 1 Imperial Sentinel and 3 Imperial Sentinels normal, and so on. So yeah, if you really want to have 4 premiums and 4 normal copies of every card, if this is your plan, you cannot use this option. Because, well, in this deck, in this method, you have at the end 4 of every copy of every card, but it doesn't matter which one. So yeah, let me shortly look on my to-do list if I have missed something. No, I have explained everything, I think. So yeah, for me, it's really a nice option. It takes one time around 15 minutes to add all your cards. I have added here 2k 339, but I will hold this deck forever, and always if I'm opening some packages, I will just check shortly here, is something new here? No, nothing new is here. I'm going into the Infernal Pit and sacrificing all the cards that I was just getting, you know. So it's really, really a nice situation. And yeah, for example, we were just getting this Ravager here, we can instantly sacrifice. Nice, why not? So, okay, you have understood everything, I hope. If you have questions, just put it in the comments or on MMDoC King somewhere. So, yeah, I hope this helps you, and have a nice day.